Hello, 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 and welcome. This is Joanne with the Jewel Design, and we are back for another day, another page. Well, how does that sound? There we go. Oh, it's so cold out, though. Oh, it is cold in my workspace right now. It has been raining on and off quite consistently. We've had downpours. We've had, flood warning. We've had some lightning in places in certain parts of our nearby area. So, fingers crossed with all the rain, the fires will continue to stay to a bare minimum. But it makes it cold, so I am wearing a much thicker sweater today. And for once, it's not a burgundy purple color. Oh my gosh, I feel like I wear the same thing every time I film because it's just like, it's my crafty, comfortable outfits, sweaters, tops, so yes. Oh gosh, okay. So we're going to get on to it today. We are continuing on with the Snowflake Journal Kit from Ink and Page Journals. Oh, I say paper. Ink and Page Journals. We are working on the pretty pages with the layered toppers. Also, to show you what we finished off with last week. I literally finished off with you guys here. So I put a word here, or what's the word? Word phrase. There we go. Label. We put more snowflake around it. Put some beads. I even took the pipe cleaner, twirled it, glued it to give us some area. Left this paper stuff here to give us a little bit of a feel of like a lace or just something sticking out. But I didn't do it for the back. The back I went tighter. I gave gaps. We put in other pretties, as you can see. Kept it a little simpler in the back. Gotta keep in mind. But we added the glitter that we're doing to help push and emphasize that. And just kept it a little, since this was a little rougher cut, we sort of kept it simpler, kept it contained. So that's good. So I'll come back to the inside toppers later to figure out what I want to do. But right now, this is where we're working. And if you saw me, I didn't do anything else to it, but it's looking good so far. That was our inside for Monday. So I want to figure out how we got there. You definitely want to go watch Monday's video. So today we are working on these guys. I have ideas for how I want to border each one of these guys on the outside. Now that we've done, we did this one for signature 1. We did this. Signature 2 is over there, and we have signature 3 in front of us. So while we were talking last week, we thought that I figured out that this lovely floral lace might be the best accent to the more flower-based cards that we have on the front and back of this one. So we're going to use that. So first off, so no matter what we do, and we don't forget as we start gluing stuff down, let's make sure our cards are inked. We are using the hickory smoked, not smoked, but hickory smoke, oxide from Tim Holtz. And we found and decided to use the milled lavender, also oxide, milled lavender. It's a little harder to find. You have to really pay attention because it's easy to get mixed up with something else. But it's the only lavender I think I came across for him at the time, or this time last year. I think last Christmas, last birthday, we sat there and we did our Amazon whatever shopping and just found everything we wanted. And so we did notice that there are areas, like I'll show you later if we get to it, where I was able to accent, our embellishments and whatnot with some purple. So on this one, I went and had added that milled lavender over the embossment. I added just in general, added some more purple to the elements here. And even though she had more white, I added a little bit more purple to it. So because of the background here, the purple and the periwinkle, we wanted a little bit more. So it's going to be a really great accent to what we're working on. So I'm really stoked while we were talking last time on Monday that I thought to pull that out and go, wait, I have a purple or a lavender. Let's use it. So I'm a big one for the oxides. Though I love our vintage. Oh God, I'm so cold, but I can't work with my sleeves down. I love our old vintage photo version, but I really do like the oxides for a messier, richer look. So the only thing I was debating on was whether or not this one needed a rounded corners. Now, I may round the corners that we're not using, or do it. We'll think about that. I think for some dimension, because I think what I want to do, what I noticed when we were playing with this, was that when I thought to put the border back here, that it sort of curled, right? Naturally up and around. So, not that I mind, but I do know that we need to make sure that we put the lace to the outside and just lightly on the inside, so we don't get it in the middle of our thing and get it all mixed up. But what I was thinking was sort of up around the corner. It's going to take a little bit of work to glue it down. And then take a second layer and go across the top of it also. And then, like this one, I don't care for how big it is, but I do like the flower in it. So I'm thinking about maybe, hate doing it, but fussy cutting the flower out and putting it on top of the lace. I know most of the time we're doing underneath, but I think multiple layers of the lace with the fussy cut on it as an extension. It's a little cream, so it pulls more yellow from there. So a little lace across and a little lace behind. I just like the idea how it sort of it naturally sort of, you know, moved. Not moved, it just sort of had its oomph. But I thought, well, having it in both corners in a way would be really nice instead of going all the way around. So again, we do have that lacy outtake out here. Well, unless I just sort of trim it a little bit and we just go across the top and outside, we don't do here. We could add another layer, leave this open, but just put it all heavy here because this is the outside of the page anyway. So let's attempt that. Okay, try not to waste much time, but today's definitely layering between the page and the topper section. This today is definitely going to be the goal. I don't even have to go all the way over. I can just go a little bit. I can even try to tuck it down. And I'm loving the fact that we will have some stuff sticking out in different places. So I think what we're going to do, ha ha ha, let's see. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are counting down the days. It's Wednesday morning. So for some of you, I guess, come to find out, I was looking at my audience for my YouTube, and 67% of you are in the U.S., so at least you are aware of Christmas. You may not celebrate it, and that's okay. You may have other things you celebrate, but you are very much aware of Christmas. How can you not be? It's everywhere, right? And so, yeah, I know most of you watch Art and Christmas, and we are on the last leg, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's Wednesday. Christmas is on Monday. 5 days to go, right? Oh, I like that. And then, I definitely want to fussy cut it. And we may just put, like, I have this little bit right here that maybe we can utilize that with. Okay, so how am I going to do this? How do I want to do this? I really want to get it on here. Wait a minute. I'm thinking. Things to clip it onto to keep it in place so that maybe, just maybe, I don't lose its pretty placement that I'm getting used to. That's the problem. I get it placed exactly where I want, and then I have to try to attach it, and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to stay where I want it to stay. Never. Not like this is full. Oh. Now, I do notice that we do have it more out there, and I need this out a little bit more here, but not so much here. We're definitely going to want to bring it in the back here and try to get it glued, because, yeah, it is cold out, so it's not going to stay glued down either. I think with my problem the other day when things were taking a little longer to glue. It is cold. The rains that come in is surprisingly, even though it's not freezing, right? We're not getting freezing weather. Keep saying, oh, it's only going to be like 47 in the morning. And I'm like, oh, that's great. It's so cold, but okay. It's not 32, but it's cold. The rain that came in is cold. Every time it rains, I'm just like, I feel the temperature in the garage just drop. Oh. But I shouldn't complain. There are many of you I know who are back east or through the Midwest, and you are dealing with maybe 20 degrees if you're lucky, and probably lots of snow at this point. If we're getting rain, and I can only imagine that you guys are getting snow. So I shouldn't complain. But I'm a Cali girl. I am a baby. Oh my gosh, I'm the biggest baby. I'm like, I mean, my blood isn't thin. I mean, my poor brother, he's in Arizona, and there is so warm that his blood is so thin. He comes home at times, and I go, oh yeah, by the way, we're content, but it's only 70. You might want to bring a jacket. You have to be. Your blood has to be so much thinner when it's that warm. You can't have big, all thick blood, and it takes forever to move through your system. And you're like, yeah, no, not happening. And I'm like, yeah, might want a jacket. We're comfortable, but you're gonna be cold. But then the kids, they get like 80 degrees, and in the summer, if they when they come to visit, if it happens in the summer and we're like in mid-80s, they're loving it. They're like, oh, we're in shorts and a shirt and we're content and we may actually, we may be a little cool, and they're so happy. It is so funny. And it's like, the other day I was talking to him and I was like, hey, how you doing? And how's the weather? And he's like, oh yeah, we're 84. I'm like, okay, well, we're, in the 60s. We might see 70 this week. I don't know. We're in the 60s, but they're content. That's their summer. They do get some, I guess they do get potentially colder weather. They can drop into the, all of a sudden drop into the 30s and 40s. Like when they get winter, really get winter, I guess they can really drop down. But I'm just like, it just doesn't feel like Arizona's either freezing or it's, blazing hot, right? I don't know. But yeah, sirens are going off everywhere. That's lovely. Oh, but yes, are we ready? Oh, I don't know. I think the last of my my pieces of all, I think everything's shown up, so I can wrap the last of it and get those under the tree. And we've got plans for the holidays, and we're trying to, little by little. I've got a cousin who wants to come visit for a little bit during the break, just for like a day or two, just for a day or so, come down and say hi and hang out during the, she must have some time off, and so that's cool. And yeah, we're working along. We're filling up our days little by little. So let me make sure. I just realized, I think I did my do not disturb. I did. Okay. Sorry. I'll move you all around there. I hate when I do that. You see something I don't, but all right. Okay. So I'm loving this. I am loving these little weird offset. Still see what's behind it. That's why I made these smaller. So if I did layers, we wouldn't completely lose what's behind us. I did make these, like I said, about 5% smaller even than what she had laid out, so that I would have even more potential, right? More possibilities. So now I can either do layered there. I mean, I love to keep this whole thing. I really do. But it is a little more yellowy than I have going. I don't mind the flower itself. I know once I cut it out, I can't reuse it. But I think I want the flower up there, not so much the whole... I am having issues here. I'm having dilemma. I thought I was doing good, and then I'm like, nope, now I have dilemma. Now I'm debating. I think if I got up high enough, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm going to need a bigger piece. That little piece isn't going to work for me. No. I think we need a little bit more to go from left to right, so that it's sort of... with a little bit of help, it stops and starts here, but we can get the lace underneath the card as much as we have it on top. So it's like we're creating a sort of a circular feel around it. And some of these covers are going to have a lot on them. I'm trying to put a little bit more on the front than the back of each signature. So one topper is definitely a little bit more advanced, and the other one might be a little simpler. Let's glue it down and then get it all glued in place, and then we can trim it. It's almost like I wish I had a tiny little mini doily, but nope, I don't have a really small round doily. My doilies are this size still when they're intact. So, and I don't think I want more cream. I don't really have a lot of cream in here. I'm really weird about that. I don't. It's like mixing your silver and your gold. Silver and gold. So sorry, that would be, what is that one? Is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the claymation with whatever the hunter guy's name was. Oh my god, it's like the tip of my, it's like right there in the back of my mind, and I know what it should be, but I cannot for the life of me think of his name without mutilating it probably. So anyway, well, and then just the theme in the background is they're singing silver and gold. What he was looking for gold, and then I think he found peppermint, which was cute. All right, so that ended up a little higher. I know we're cutting it off. I feel like it's heavy. That's why I'm trying to move it around now while I think about it. While I can, do I try to layer it a little more? So maybe it's not so flat. If it's not so flat, maybe it'll work better. But yeah, this is what we're doing today. We're doing layering a little bit of decor. Most of it's getting the layers underneath, and of course, if we see the moment where we go, oh, we need to do that, of course we're going to do it. I think that's my biggest thing. Otherwise, I sit there up all night because I wish I had done it and didn't do it, and trying to prep for it and try to do a little bit more with you guys on camera instead of leaving it all for reels later. we're gonna run with it. I mean, if I absolutely hate it, I guess I could try to pull it off later. But I think now the way I did it, the flower's not big enough on its own, and yeah, we definitely need that. So, okay. Let's carefully cut off what I don't need. So I don't like seeing is the extra oomph up here in a way that is not super appealing. There we go. Let's glue things down a little bit so that they don't keep popping up. I don't have it all glued down, but I'm just gluing it right now to the topper. I got the, let's see, do we add a little more? I'm like, do we add a little more purple to it? Nice thing is the two colors are very similar in color. They're both very, the lavender's a little bit more pink, but there's a nice gray tone to it still, so. Yeah, because it's off-centered. I think that's the other word. It's off-centered in the wrong direction. I'd want to maybe flip it around, but I don't want to. Well, I can go sideways. I feel like the visual is this way. So we're just going to leave it. I can always put glitter or beads or something up there if I want to. Okay. I just can't keep wasting time. I want to get through this. Oh, so hopefully you let me know what you're doing, what you're up to. Are you done crafting? Or you're like, that's it. I'm done. I'm getting into complete holiday mode and put away all my crafts. Or are you crafting all the way through? Because it's just another day in the calendar. What are we doing? How we're doing? Like I said, I'm sort of preempting what I've done this before. About 2 years ago, I did the same thing. I worked on a journal that was for the following year. So, it's not a bad thing. I love it. But it's very wintry. So for me, I'm like, I can work on this through January along with other items and we'll be fine. Though January is probably going to be a lot of reorganizing. We'll see what kind of organizing I do in the garage, or if a phone will allow it, maybe I'll time-lapse stuff, I'll like sit here and, you can watch me organize and I'll speed it up, and isn't that going to be fun? But there's a lot of chit-chat over that, so I don't know if you really want to watch me, don't think you really want to watch me go through that, but you never know. There might be stuff I'm working on going, hey, this is how we do this. Okay, so very full. I'm going to glue it all down. It's going to be pretty flat. This will stick up on its own accord, which is the only thing I'm wondering. If I just put in that one corner, it's not going to make a difference. I was wondering if we should do the, what am I thinking? The foam pieces. I have bigger ones. No, I don't. I'm out of all my big ones. Am I out of all my big ones? I guess so. I guess it's time to find some more foam sticker pads. Those are rounded. These are flat, which I could do sets of 4, which I did do. I'm debating on whether I should do, this is naturally sort of that way. I mean, I could glue that corner down and then put stickers on the other 4. So it sticks up a little bit off the page. Is this the first? This is the first one? No, this is the third one. So this is one in the back. Or do I just want to lay it flat and be done with it? I don't know what to do. I know, well, the inside may not have anything. Like we did it for the second signature, but maybe each signature has a little something going on. I want to, because otherwise I want to, my natural instinct is to put the foam on them. It just is. It's what I want to do. So I'm going to do sets of 4, because I don't have the big ones that I normally have. And, I'm going to have to go find more. So I'm just doing sets of 4, pulling them all sort of together so that they stay. And now what I could do is so that the sides aren't as puffy, because there is a lot going on already over here. And I think that's why it makes it feel like it should be, is that I'm just putting a little bit on that one, putting it on those, and then I'm just wondering if it needs to be, it feels like there's already so much going on, so if I glued it down, it wouldn't be that obvious. Let's give it a shot. It's all me. No one's gonna know. I don't know. It's mine to keep. I'm not. Unless this one just comes out absolutely gorgeous and someone begs me, but I try to design it as if I was going to sell it, but at the same time, there's some things I definitely do. If I know I'm keeping it, I'm definitely going to design it or craft it or layer it a certain way with me in mind. Like, this is what I have to do. And then there's other things where I'm like, okay, no matter what, whoever had it would be happy with it. So this one is intended for me to keep. And so I am sort of just doing it that way, but you never know, right? Oh, and I guess we'll do the glitter glue because of the lace and stuff. We definitely need lots of this to at least get this down a little bit in the corners. Now what I don't have is the middle in any way, and I don't know if that's going to concave in all the time. Every time we turn around, do I need to do one more set? Like, maybe we, I forget about my fingers, zigzag it a little bit so that the middle has some support on it, but isn't overly, so it doesn't concave, like it doesn't droop. It doesn't go flat in the middle, because that's what defeats the whole purpose when you're all said and done. And because it is foam, I probably can push down a little bit on all of it, and it would work. So let's see if we can do this before everything dries. And we want it up a little bit. We do want the lace. So nice thing so far, it looks like every, page is going to have something. Each section is going to start off with a little something over the edge of the paper. And, except I think number 2 is perfectly, well, the back might overlap. So that's a funny thing. The middle one, actually, the back might actually stick out when the front will not. Right? That might be weird. We'll see. I may flip those around. We'll have to see. Okay. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I like the fact we have some 3D. We're keeping to that 3D effect. I didn't corner anything because we just did this one corner, and these are all scalloped around. So we have a round here. We have rectangle, rectangle, scallop. Eek! So happy. Back. What was I going to do the back? Oh, I don't really know. The back was going to be a continuation of the same thing, huh? That is questionable now, isn't it? Now, let's get the paper clip inside, because we don't need it on the outside. And I'm actually going to take that out for a moment, and let's see. Now, I had plans for the other one. I have snowflakes, I have ribbon, but I did a big deal with the snowflake ordeal here, and I kept it simpler on the back. This is bigger, so do we, let's see, do I just do a little top and bottom maybe? Like sort of a curtain-y, just do top and bottom, and no one says it even has to stick up much. Sometimes I don't, because I know it's, I can trim it at an angle, make it like a skirt. It's almost, I almost want to go the opposite normally we go across the top, right? We tuck it in, but then it really does blend into this. And the whole point was not to have our toppers blend right into the back of our paper. So by putting lace, trim, satins, mesh, something behind it, it lets it stick out. I know the other one is having both a ribbon and something different. I don't have the same for the middle, but the first one and the third one, I guess, should have. This is where my OCD comes in. So like here, it's similar in the sense that we have the same material front and back. The middle one does not. The middle one has 2 different things. But then the third one, right, we're back to where we started again, where it should be the same. I think it's like our second signature is sort of the oddball in everything because we didn't have enough toppers, right? So we did something different inside. We layered it. We added little guys. We have a little bit of writing more room. So I can do different things where when I put snowflakes underneath this one and I'm putting ribbon underneath this one. I really like the front of this one. It's a little bit fancier, but I like that silver underneath it. And so I figured something simple like snowflakes would go good under that one. And now I'm looking at it and wondering if I need to flip those 2 around again. Maybe put the silver under this one. All right, anyway. But see, that's the concept. That's the back and forth. So I think we'll stick to the same. We'll do this, but we're just going to we're going to trim it a little differently and just do top and bottom, I think. So let's glue it in place, and then we can trim it where I think I want it and try to, match it up the same. I like the idea. Oh, ink, right? This is my problem. I didn't pre-ink these, but I didn't really know what I was going to do for sure, which, you never know. But these are really pretty images. The white poinsettia, that, it looks very much like heavy layered acrylic paint, artwork. It's gorgeous. You can sort of see where you laid it out really thick and, sort of, I think you put something in the acrylic paint to make it thicker, more three-dimensional. But that's the look of the paper. That's the look of the imagery. So, now, do I want to, though, round those corners? since we're sort of doing the top and bottom. The other one is embossed up, embossed down, torn, barely torn. So we could make this one different by rounding the corners. There are many different ways to do this. I don't know what the ordeal is. I think this is pretty close to a 1/2 inch type corner. I do feel like it's bigger than our 1/2 inch, but it is a Creative Memories, when it was still Creative Memories, corner punch, which, you know, I love because it is a wider corner. So I think that'll help with the direction. Make sure, of course, I'm off camera again. Why am I so far over? There we go. I don't know. I feel like I didn't. Shoot, guys, sorry about that. But yeah, you do see that. Okay, here, let me get all my clips out of the way. Yeah, I feel like I only have so much workspace. I don't know why that is. Okay, so we are going to do this a little different, I guess. But yeah, no, I like the corners because we do have the scallop on the. Come on, baby. We have the scallop on the lace that it affords and looks nice with the roundness of this. I have plenty here, and this we will lay flat. I won't try to bubble this one up because it is the back, and so we're not going to try and maneuver one more layer. So we definitely want that lacy. Reminds me when you have like a business blouse and you have that lace cami underneath. That's like the lace part of the cami sits underneath the or what is it? Not sits underneath, but goes below. Like a sweater with a lacy camisole or cami underneath it. You can go to blouse or, you know, something where you pops off of the edge. I love it. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, so let's get the cutters, and I think I want to keep it at an angle without cutting into my card here. I remember all these tiny little pieces later. Where'd it go? All these little corners. I'm like, which is 3D? So maybe we'll scrunch it, we'll clip it, we'll ink it, and we'll mosh it onto something. I don't know. I always have these ideas in my head, and then I try to put them together, and I put it down, and that doesn't really look all that great. No, never mind. There we go. Sort of. No, that's higher, huh? Yeah, it's higher up than the other one. We went at a different angle. There we go. It's a little better. That's the other problem. Yeah, I don't get my corners right. Now, I could leave it at that. I don't even have to put a top one. But let's see. Let's see if this actually has some potential here. And I could do that, leave it, but I feel also feel like I put that on backwards, but that wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. What are we thinking? Can we? Do we? Go up. Do I just do a little? Yeah, that is really pretty with front, top and bottom. So we'll sort of keep to that potential. We'll glue then cut. And I still think it's backwards. I always do this. I definitely have a tendency of putting my, when it bends right there, laces upside down. Or right side out. No, out, yeah, back. Well, out, inside out or upside down or however you want to put it. But, yeah. Alright, so this one sort of, because we did sort of cutting it at the angle, maybe go more straight across the top. And it's just about right, so we will do it and just glue and cut straight up. Okay. Let's see, can I move one without moving the other? Not really. Okay. I don't know what to talk about much, guys. We're counting down to Christmas. We're getting things done. If you don't do Christmas, let's see, what is today? Today is actually the 21st, right? No, 20th. Today's the 20th. Wednesday the 20th? Yeah, Wednesday the 20th. So it is winter solstice. Today or tomorrow. I never remember which one. I think it's the 21st is the winter solstice. My grandmother's birthday. Rest her soul. She's been gone 5 years now. It will be 6 in March. Her birthday was on the 21st. And then she passed on March 21st. Yeah, I think she hit 84? Or, yeah, 80 something. It was an off number, but we had celebrated it with her, which was awesome. And then 4 months later, her cancer treatment didn't go as well as we thought. And it put too much stress on her body and she passed away. Real bummer. But anyway, so yeah, winter solstice then is today, tomorrow, depending how you look at the calendar. I think it's the 21st though. So tomorrow, winter solstice, which means it doesn't really matter. Today is just as cold and just as short as anything else. Like we get, what, a few more minutes less sun tomorrow than there is today. I gasp, right? So yeah, we are coming on to the shortest day of the year, and which is truly the beginning of winter. Even though now, I mean, and at least we feel it this week. At least this week we actually feel like winter. It's cold, it's wet, at least in California. Other places, I know you guys are already getting some winter. You've had winter for a little bit. Some of you started getting snow in October. Didn't mean it last very long, but you know, some of you had a few moments of snow briefly in October. I was watching I'm following one person, and there was snow in the background of his photo. Halloween. Next day was fine, but yeah, I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, we've had all kinds of weird things, but I love it when the seasons actually match the dates. Gasp, right? At least for us. I know in other parts of the world, it's not considered a winter solstice for you guys. It's, you know, I don't know if you guys even, those in Australia, I don't know if Joey watches me. Joey Cardmaker is in Australia. And I know Planning Thing doesn't get to watch me, but she's also in Netherlands and other areas of the world. So I don't know if there really is a winter solstice, you know? I don't know how that works. I don't know if December 21st means anything, right? It may just be another day in the calendar. Or it's opposite for you guys. It'd be your summer solstice. Wouldn't that be funny? To say a summer solstice in December. But to them, that's normal. Totally normal. Oh, look at that. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Oh. I haven't done anything else to it, and I don't think I will. That'll be back to decorating later. If I want to up the ante, we can, you know, add the glitter and add the things. But right now, I'm just worrying about layers. So there we go. We have a rounded front, a square front with extra layers and scallops. So, you know, the inside's going to need some work. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do about that? You're definitely going to get crafty with that one. But I'm not ready there. We will get back to that on another day. Either I'll show you guys what we're doing, do reels, but that's, okay, so that's signature 3, and so it's front cover pages of the signature is done. Yay! Okay. Now, so 1 and 3 are done. Now let's get on to this one. How are we doing? 32 minutes. Okay, or 35 minutes. Not bad. All right, so I went back and forth on this. I think I had it flipped the other way around, and I had. See, I can feel the oomph. So this will be interesting because we have this in the middle. So when we are writing on the inner pages, we have and they almost line up. Oh my gosh, I didn't even pay attention to that. They kiss. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to have to make sure I have a writing board for this then to put it in between these two to help me write and not, I didn't even realize I did that. Oh, that one's going to be a problem. So that I might have to glue down just a little bit. I hate to glue anything down because it definitely not ruins, but changes the feel, because I wanted that deal, but I see that it's getting a little may not do it, and it's cold. I don't want these to keep getting caught and all gooed up, so we'll see. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. Whoops, because there's nothing in between them. So a writing board is going to be needed here. We'll make a note because of our kissing pearls here. Hopefully that's not some weird, I pray that's not a weird thing. We need not that. Let's not use that pen and take a chance. Oh my gosh, that'd be terrible. Okay, so a writing board may be needed. The pearls kiss. All right, so yeah, that makes it a little hard to write on when those are pushing up against each other. All right, so what we are going to do is pull this one out since it's done. God, I love it. Oh, it's one of my favorites. It's just so pretty. I know, my bright hot pink note papers. Okay, so I wanted that purple front. I had them flipped around. This seems a little bit more paler, better for the back. I love it with that. I love this with the silver underneath it, I think. I thought it would help enhance what's here. But now I'm wondering, it's sort of I'm wondering if we do, this is one of the few that we lay flat since we have so much inside. And what if we bordered it with the silver? That'd be really pretty. The other thing though was I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was going to put snowflakes behind the other one because it was getting a little bleh, right? So here, let's put these side by side. This is our front, this is our back. And so the thought was maybe to border, and I have enough to border that with maybe, you know. And then I was going to just put, make sure you can see, put this underneath to give it a little bit more oomph. But if we're going to do the other one, you know, maybe, now I hate doing it, but I do cut these up at times. And to keep it simple, I could just cut right across in here and just give this upper enchilada. So we get a border, we get an upturn into it to give this some dimension. And this time we go on top. We are going to go on top instead of underneath. But it helps give us a definite definition of where the topper stops and where the paper behind it continues on, but doesn't block the paper behind it. And this is our second one in the middle, which is a little different than all the rest of them anyway. So let's do that. Let's give that a shot. Okay. Plus 2, then I can get 2 borders out of this per, you know, top and bottom. Like, find it, cut it, top and bottom, done, right? Same thing for the side, so I'm not using as much of it. So I'm stretching the use of it by doubling up on it. So, okay. So there's that one then. So here, I have 2 for top and bottom and then 1 on the bottom. So here in this case, it is trying to cut it to where the angles all match up, because you know how well I do with that. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this, which is easier said than done. I don't know how good I do with any of this, but we'll find out. I'm going to try to do 40-degree angles, or sort of do 45-degree angles. The idea of 45-degree angles. So that maybe. And I know I need the same one on the bottom. Right, same thing on the bottom. So we'll do those first. You could do the overlapping to where, you know, flush, overhang, and then you're flushing it down the side, but where one's flush and one's the overhang like you do with quilting. But I'm wondering if I can get away with a 90-degree angle. Or not a 90, a 45-degree angle type ordeal. That's what I'm sort of hoping, that maybe we do the more of a framework and less of a quilted look. And we just, you know, glue it a little bit inside and out and give it a shot. Now before I do this, I feel like I do need to cut one side, one of these at the same angle, so that when I'm folding everything else in half, I am not making a complete mess of this. If I can get this undone. There we go. Hello. So we have plenty of space. And so this I don't need, and I can use it elsewhere, which is great. This one's definitely long enough. So let's see. We want to make sure. I want to make sure the angles are pretty darn close, and that way when we're doing this, that they should match up. A little overlapping and gluing is not going to be the end of the world, but at least this way we are trying to match the angles of the ribbon together. I feel like one is definitely not as deep as the other, but alright, but at least we have that started, and that gives me something to work with. Alright, glue! Yes, more tacky glue, because we want to, now we don't want to go, I'm not going too far off this paper. I want just enough to where, yes, the corners of the, we are framing it, so I want the angle of the ribbon to potentially line up with the, you know, corner. So like I've got this angle is right here on the corner of the paper. And that's why we're using Fabric Tack 2, because it gives me a little bit more room to play with this and get that over and hope it's straight, because that will be my, not bad. All right. I'm like, plus it helps me straighten it out both ways. Making sure that everything's nice and flat when I'm done. All right, not too shabby. So that when it all comes together, it all should cover every little thing. Oh, isn't that pretty though? That really sparkles, and that's, you have the white, you have this, the silver. It'll pull up more silver from here. And if I wanted to and do specks and, you know, my glitter, my puff pink glitter stuff over here, then I could easily do that and really enhance, you know, whatever we're doing. So that goes there, that goes there. Let's stretch it out. Gets the wrinkles out because we're stretching it out nice and tight. Trying to make sure everything lines up. Now the way I cut that, it's about the same amount. We don't want too much or too less, you know, we don't want where we have a lot of border on one side or the other. As I think my biggest pet peeve when I do projects and I go to frame it and the matting around it isn't even all the way around, right? I mean, now this is the same shape, so same width, so no matter what we do, it's not going to notice, really. But yeah, I hate when I do this and the white is like thinner here and wider on the top. Oh, it is the biggest pet peeve I have. It's just me. That's just like, nope. Just ruined the whole thing, man. All right, now. And so far, yeah, so far it definitely doesn't line up. Not in the least. Which, I mean, we can match it up, overlap it. Bummer, I was really hoping. Well, the farther in I go, a little bit better. It is wet. I guess I could get it up underneath and trim it on the go so that I didn't have to worry about it. All right, let's get some glue down. Let's get a little glue up off this one. Let's see if it works if I do it that way, if I get it up where I need it, but get the, again, that's why we're using fabric tack. It gives you room to play, or fabric tack, fabric fusion. It gives you the time to maneuver, to play, pull it up, and not rip out everything you own, and not completely ruin what you just did, because that is the worst. No matter what we do, it is a little off, but again, I guess it's mine, so what I'm probably going to end up doing is then, it's not bad though. Alright, no, it's really not bad. Okay. I'm going to move it out and in a little bit. And we're gluing it down, so it's not like it's freestanding. I always felt that was a little on the thin side, so what I can do is we're going to X-Acto knife, maybe? What did I do with my X-Acto knife? There it is. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Where's it? Here, I don't know what to do. The best way to probably do that, there it all goes, is we're going to use the line. We want where my white line matches both pieces. I think I need, let's not cut on the paper. Let's not cut on the paper. Because in case I decide to do this, should I go underneath? I'm trying to do it on top and that may come up short. And it moves. Well, I can sort of see the line though, and that might work for me. Well, that might work, but then I noticed that it is... And just trim it off, I guess. Or put it, like, again, put it underneath. Alright, well, not perfection. You know, I don't know. No matter what I do. Alright, well, we're gonna finesse this one way or another to work in my favor. Hopefully. I might have someone here. I don't know. I'll have to go. I have to pause for a second. Forgive me. Like I said. Oh no, it's my neighbors. Okay. Neighbors and friends. All right, that's not bad. It's a little messy, but you know, I can always put glitter over that corner. But I think we are doing it. Okay, we're making it work. Little bit of finessing here and there, but I could probably even now tuck it up this way a little bit, and it would cover that spot. And I can always put glitter. If it really bugs me, we can put glitter on that corner and make that work. All right. Oh, maybe. All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. I gotta go see who's at the door. I lied. I thought I hit the pause button and it didn't do what I thought it did, or something else came through. But anyway, it's okay. A few more minutes, and we'll get this one finished, because I am already at 45 minutes, and I don't want to be as long as we were last week. But let's see. Okay. Let's get this last one done. Yeah, so one of my girls' neighbors, not my girls, one of my girls' best friends, her parents made us dinner tonight, and as a thank you for, he works some really weird hours and stuff, and so he can't get his daughter everywhere, and since both our daughters are in a lot of the same stuff, I trek her around a lot, and she's here and she studies, and you know, we just have her with us. She's one of ours now, and so him and his wife wanted to make us dinner and wish us, you know, an early Christmas, because they are leaving, I think, on Friday to go elsewhere. They're going out of town. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And it looks good. It sort of looks like Christmas fettuccine, but it's spaghetti and it's red and green, and it looks yummy with garlic bread, and she made homemade cookies. I was like, oh, holy crap. Snickerdoodles, and I'm like, oh, we're eating good tonight. I think I'm going to open that bottle of wine. I was going to try to waylay that, but maybe not. Well, it's great stuff, right? So, oh, because I heard voices. I knew I did, but I thought it was our neighbor. It wasn't, but it's okay. So we can cut that up a little bit and clean it up. This is working okay. Not exactly as I would have pictured it and would have thought to do it, but that's okay. We're going to do like we did on the other side. It's a little sticky. It is coming down a little more than I like. That's why I'm ripping up some stuff, but we're covering it right back up. It's not like we're keeping it from going anywhere. We're trying to use it to our best ability in the whatever way we can. I'm a little moving it a little bit around, just a little bit, so it's not too far one way or the other. Okay, let's glue these corners, and that way we can trim things off and keep going. So, well, I hope you like this idea. Different ways to, you know, I know we normally would take a topper and we put paper, we put tissue, we put something behind it, and then we put stuff on top of it and we decorate it, and it's great to top a page or top a cover. The ideas are all the same, but we definitely want to, I want to cut. Making messes. Here, we're going to do some, now that I got going with it, we are definitely going to do some cutting here, because I don't like, the first one did fine. The second one is not quite overhanging the same way. So we are going to, like we do with other things, we're just going to lightly keep, you know, cutting away at it and trimming it and using the ruler. And then if I really want these corners to be a little bit more precise, then yes, I can put a line of glitter glue or glitter down the middle, and that will help us sort of hide anything that we feel is a little off, and, you know, finesse the details, and it just gets another layer, right? It's another beautiful layer to what we're doing. So I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with it. Let's see. Little things, little pieces, little corners. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to put glitter glue in those corners for sure. And this one, instead of cutting it down the middle like I've done with everything else, because I got it to line up a certain way, we're just going to cut up underneath. I am not going to go at an angle on that one because I don't need to. And look, I have more pieces to detail stuff with later. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything more on that one because I don't want to keep wasting time there. And we're going to quickly see, at least get one section of this so you see what my idea was. And it almost goes to the edge, so we're going to go right there. And here's where I'm going to cut him down the middle And I love this border. I really do. I have cut it in so many different ways to get exact, edges and places and, get snowflakes out of it. And this is what I cut the snowflake on for that first piece. And look, you just cut it, you cut it apart, take the snowflake out of it, and it's more of a garland with reminds me of a garland with, doesn't go all the way across, but I'm okay with that, I think. Well, we have to go top and bottom still, so we're going to have that same thing where we're going to go a little past it then on the next one. I do want it to go over the edge, so, alright, more glitter glue. And I just turned that right side up, I know better. So I'll show the top and bottom real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. But look at this, we've got all the covers to each signature. Going to be all done. I'm really stoked about it. There'll be a picture in the preview here, so you can see all of them again. But, I'm so excited. I am super happy. I need any more time to spare and wait to run. Got like 10 more minutes. All right, it's Wednesday, right? So, okay. Yeah, one more this week. We will do the December daily. I have a cute, quick little project to use up some scraps to show you, ways to use up the junk off your junk mail or off your scraps or off your, instead of recycling things, we're going to use it in different ways, right? So even when I made my shaker, there was still bits and pieces we cut off, and I feel there was a way to use some of it. So we're going to do that on Friday. We're going to make another spot in the book, which I think are going to make a great way to help showcase some of my smaller Christmas cards that are going to go back in there later. So when the season's done with, I put some of my favorite Christmas cards in my journal for any days that didn't have a whole lot going on. I've written about just about everything, but the pages that are patterned that don't quite allow for great writing space, that's where we're putting some of the extra pockets and doohickeys and things that are, there might be it might be Christmas cards. So I have a spot where I have a cute idea in the beginning of the book that I want to do. So we're going to work on that on Friday. And then it's on to Christmas, and maybe the book will sort of touch, maybe I can find a cute project for our book lover book, journal book. I put that one out. I don't know when I put that one out. Summer? I guess it's summer. Oh, I don't know. Whenever that was. During the summer, I put out the book lovers journal kit, and that had some great pages on it. And so I don't know if it was a vertical and a horizontal or not. I don't remember. But I do have a standard horizontal journal started with it, and so I thought maybe we could revisit that next week a little bit. And then of course do our last December daily, next week also, before we go into the new year. I will work on the cover for it. Maybe see if if I came up with any other ideas, or if anybody wants to share any great ideas and ways to make your December daily or your Christmas tradition book fun and festive. There might be another way to add elements to it. So there we go. So there's top and bottom. I think I'm gonna go down the side still, but I wanted to show you the basic idea. Just cutting that snowflake ribbon in half. We have a border and a little bit of flaky garland type feel, but a snowflake garland ordeal. So I think we're gonna do the sides too. So it's a full all the way around, so it has its own dimension in the other way. So we bordered it instead of putting it behind it. We bordered it, and these can be nice and flat because this is the middle section and we have stuff going on in it. So, yeah, we're going to glue this one down. I think I can probably glue them both down and work off of them. And we're going to glue it down, and that way I can move it around and not lose it everywhere. I don't think I need to pick it up like I did with this one. The other one. I'm trying to get my sleeve in it. Right? Down the middle, all the fun stuff. But I appreciate you liking, loving, commenting, hitting the notification button, because without that, you'll never know if I'm up and running unless you just happen to go look. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to remember which way this went. She does definitely have a shadow to it, so I do, once I get going, I can tell where it is, but I have to look for that shadow and know the ups and downs of it. Oh, isn't that pretty? Nice and shiny. I'm loving the accents when we are able to do, the extra bits of glitter and shine and pearls which is definitely, yeah, ribbon pearls. I do have some white satin see-through ribbon that we might be able to use somewhere at some point, but try to make bows or something out of it. I don't know. All right, again, let's see if we can figure out the... Nope. Yeah, you can't tell it's upside down until you turn it upside down. And once you turn it upside down, you go, oh yeah, that's definitely not the right way. So I'm like, a little funny, but that's how it works. All right, but I really hope you'll keep watching. I'm going to keep doing the best I can to get 3 videos a week, even through the holidays. And I know I have up to New Year's. Now, after that, I don't know. Or up to the weekend before, the Friday before New Year's, I have something going. The week of New Year's, or the New Year, I don't know. We'll see. I'm bound to have time. If I get any moments, I will definitely do it. So there we go. There is number 2, front and back. So let's get all of them side by side or back to back here and go through it real quick. So there we go. There is signature 1. And we have the pretty snowflakes. And, the middle will have one of the toppers, and the back we have got the glitter, more pearls, a lot of pretties. Signature 2 is definitely more in the middle, right? We have definitely more in the middle. So we kept it a little simpler on the outside, and we're going to border the toppers instead of putting it behind it and giving it a 3D effect or an umph. We're going to border the pages, right? Because it is the middle, and we have so much we already have so much in the middle of this signature. Putting more height and layer here was like, maybe going too much. So we'll do 2 more sets here, and then we're good. And then our third signature has the gorgeous flowers and the lace, and I'll have its middle, snowflake ordeal, and we have a little bit top and bottom. So this one doesn't overlap, but this one does. So again, we have something sticking out of the first and the second, or first and the third. So we already have some yumminess on our edges. We have some yumminess up here. And we'll continue to work on that. It may be then maybe we try to get a little something out underneath these toppers or in a way for the inside pages to keep that rolling. So we have, more things sticking out. Otherwise, it just gives me the reason to put more things on the edges of the pages that I'm writing on later. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 gorgeous covers to each signature already. Ignore the pink, so sorry. But I really appreciate everything you're doing, liking, loving, commenting, coming back, watching more, keeping me moving, making sure you subscribe so we can keep the analyticals up there so that I have a chance to keep growing. And whether it's, here on YouTube, on my Instagram, within my Etsy shop, or the new shop as we get going. So I hope that you'll keep following along and you will just join us in this new journey of the new year for 2024. So we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, 5 more days? 5 more days! Love you all. Thank you so very much. This is Jillian with the Jewel Design, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.